November 24, 1971, Portland International Airport, 1:25 p.m., Thanksgiving Day. The airport is crowded. Families traveling, business people heading home, everyone in a good mood, holiday spirit in the air. A man walks up to the Northwest Orient Airlines counter. Mid-40s, dark business suit, white shirt, black tie with a mother-of-pearl tie clip, dark sunglasses even though it's cloudy outside.
One ticket to Seattle, please.
The ticket agent processes the request. Cash payment, no baggage to check, just a briefcase.
Name for the ticket?
Dan Cooper.
The agent writes it down, hands him the ticket. Gate 9, Flight 305, boarding in 20 minutes. The man takes his ticket and walks toward the gate. Nobody looks at him twice. He's forgettable. Average height, average build, average everything. He boards Northwest Orient Flight 305, a Boeing 727. 36 passengers scattered across the cabin. It's Thanksgiving. Most flights are half empty today. The man takes his assigned seat. 18C. Last row, aisle seat. He places his briefcase carefully on his lap, orders a bourbon and soda before takeoff, pays with cash, tips well. Flight attendant Florence Schaffner notices him briefly. Polite, quiet, business traveler. She's seen 1,000 just like him. 2 p.m. exactly. The Boeing 727 lifts off from Portland. Destination: Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. Flight time: 30 minutes. None of the 36 passengers know it yet, but they're about to become part of the only unsolved airplane hijacking in American history. The man in seat 18C finishes his bourbon, pulls out a piece of paper, writes something carefully, folds it, waits for the flight attendant to pass. When Florence Schaffner walks by, he hands her the note. She assumes it's a phone number. Male passengers often try to flirt. She smiles politely and puts it in her pocket without reading it. The man leans close. His voice is calm, quiet, almost apologetic.
Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb.
Florence Schaffner freezes. She pulls out the note, unfolds it, reads the handwritten message. I have a bomb in my briefcase. I will use it if necessary. I want you to sit next to me. You are being hijacked. Her training kicks in. Stay calm. Don't panic. Don't alert other passengers. She sits down, in the empty seat beside him. 18B. Her heart is pounding, but her face stays professional.
Show me,
she says quietly. The man opens his briefcase just enough for her to see inside. Red cylinders, wires, a battery, 8 sticks that look like dynamite. It looks real. Whether it actually is doesn't matter. It looks real enough.
What do you want?
Florence asks. The man's voice stays calm, polite even, like he's ordering another drink instead of hijacking an airplane.
I want $200,000 in $20 bills. 4 parachutes, 2 primary, 2 reserve. When we land in Seattle, I want the plane refueled. All passengers get off safely. Crew stays. Then we fly to Mexico.
Florence nods.
I need to tell the captain.
Go ahead, but don't tell the passengers. Don't do anything that might cause panic. I don't want to hurt anyone.
She walks to the cockpit, knocks. The captain, William Scott, opens the door.
We have a problem.
She shows him the note, explains what she saw in the briefcase. Captain Scott's face doesn't change. 23 years of flying experience. He's handled emergencies before, but never a hijacking.
Tell him we'll cooperate fully. Radio Seattle. Get the FBI involved. Do exactly what he says.
Captain Scott contacts Seattle Air Traffic Control.
We have a hijack situation. Suspect claims to have a bomb. Demands $200,000, 4 parachutes, and refueling. Request instructions.
Air traffic control patches in the FBI. On the ground, chaos erupts. FBI agents scramble. Northwest Airlines executives rush to the airport. $200,000 needs to be assembled. In $20 bills, that's 10,000 individual bills. Meanwhile, the plane circles above Seattle. burning fuel, waiting for approval to land. The hijacker, nobody knows his name yet, they're calling him the subject, remains calm, orders another bourbon, pays for it, tips again. Florence Schaffner sits with him, trying to keep him talking, trying to observe details. She notices. He seems familiar with the Boeing 727. He knows aviation terminology. He's smoking Raleigh cigarettes. His tie clip is distinctive, mother of pearl. He speaks softly but confidently. He's not nervous at all. On the ground, Northwest Airlines makes a decision. They'll pay. The alternative, letting him detonate a bomb and kill everyone, is unacceptable. A bank manager is pulled from his Thanksgiving dinner. He opens the bank, starts counting out $10,020 bills. FBI agents photograph every single serial number. If this money surfaces anywhere, they'll know. The parachutes are harder. They call a local skydiving school.
We need 4 parachutes immediately, 2 primary and 2 reserve. This is a federal emergency. Don't ask questions.
The school provides 2 primary sport parachutes and 2 reserve parachutes. Standard civilian equipment, nothing special. 5:24 p.m. 3 hours after takeoff, the Boeing 727 finally receives clearance to land in Seattle. The plane touches down, taxis to a remote area of the airport, away from the terminals, away from crowds. The hijacker's instructions are clear.
Park away from other aircraft. Bring the money and parachutes to the plane. No tricks, no guns, no FBI agents visible, or I detonate.
FBI agents surround the area, snipers on rooftops, but they have orders. Do nothing that might provoke him. A Northwest Airlines employee approaches the plane with a canvas bag. Inside, $200,000 in $20 bills, 21 pounds of cash. Another employee carries 4 parachutes. Florence Schaffner opens the door, takes the money and parachutes, brings them to the hijacker. He inspects everything carefully, counts some of the money, examines the parachutes, checks the canopies, tests the ripcords. He knows what he's looking at. This isn't his first time seeing parachutes.
Okay, let the passengers off. All of them. But the crew stays.
One by one, 36 confused passengers deplane. They have no idea what's happening. Flight attendants tell them there's a minor mechanical issue. The passengers are bussed to the terminal. Now it's just the hijacker and the crew. Captain William Scott, First Officer Bill Radijak, Flight Engineer Harold E. Anderson, Flight Attendant Tina Mucklow. The hijacker gives new instructions.
Fly to Mexico City, flaps down 15 degrees, gear down, cabin unpressurized. Altitude no higher than 10,000 feet, speed around 200 knots.
Captain Scott knows immediately something is wrong with these instructions. That configuration is inefficient, dangerous even. And the plane can't make it to Mexico City on 1 tank of fuel.
We'll need to refuel in Reno, Nevada.
Fine, Reno. But follow my flight parameters exactly.
7:40 p.m. The plane takes off again, flying south. Destination, Reno, Nevada. The hijacker orders the crew into the cockpit.
Close the door. Don't come out no matter what you hear. I'll call you on the intercom when I need you.
They comply, seal themselves in the cockpit, and then they wait. As Mucklow was leaving, she noticed Cooper tying something around his waist. At the same time, 2 F-106 fighter jets were scrambled from McCord Field and took up position behind the airliner, far enough back that Cooper couldn't see them from the cabin windows. The FBI ordered this as a precaution in case the pilots lost control of the aircraft. If that happened, the fighters were prepared to shoot down the Boeing to prevent it from crashing into residential areas. The Boeing 727 has a unique feature, a rear air stair, a set of stairs that can be lowered mid-flight from the back of the plane. Nobody knows this better than the hijacker. He chose this plane specifically for this feature. 8 p.m. The plane flies through darkness over southwestern Washington. Heavy rain, near freezing temperatures, wind speed over 200 miles per hour. In the cockpit, the crew monitors their instruments. 8:13 p.m. 10,000 feet above southwestern Washington. Imagine what happens next. The rear stairs are down, wind screaming through the cabin at 200 miles per hour, rain hammering against metal, temperature dropping below freezing. Cooper stands at the edge, briefcase strapped to his body, 21 pounds of cash, parachute on his back. Below him, absolute darkness. No lights, no landmarks, just black void. He can't see the ground, can't see the trees, can't see the river, can't see anything. Professional skydivers say this is suicide. Nobody jumps at night into a storm without proper gear, without a helmet, without goggles, without knowing where they'll land. But Cooper isn't hesitating. Maybe he's done this before. Military training, Vietnam, covert operations. Maybe he knows exactly what he's doing. Or maybe he's desperate. Maybe this is his only option. Maybe he knows he's probably going to die, but it's better than prison. Either way, he steps off the stairs and falls into the storm. What happens in the next 60 seconds determines everything. The wind catches him immediately, spinning, tumbling, the briefcase throwing off his balance. He's not in control. He's a leaf in a hurricane. The cold hits like a hammer. 30 degrees. Rain turning to ice on his face. Can't breathe. Can't see. Can't think. He needs to deploy the parachute. But when? Too early, and he'll drift miles off course. Too late, and he hits the ground at terminal velocity. Professional jumpers deploy around 3,000 feet. But Cooper can't see altimeters in this darkness. Can't see anything. He's flying blind. He counts in his head. Estimates. Gambles. Pulls the ripcord. What happened next? Nobody knows. The FBI launches the most extensive manhunt in American history. Codename: Norjack, Northwest Hijacking. They start by mapping the flight path. The plane flew over southwestern Washington, somewhere near the Columbia River. The jump happened between 8 and 8:13 p.m. That gives them a search zone of approximately 28 miles. But that's 28 miles of dense forest, mountains, rivers, some of the most rugged terrain in America. On November 25th, the day after Thanksgiving, hundreds of FBI agents, police officers, and volunteers begin combing the area. Helicopters, search dogs, ground teams. They find nothing. No parachute, no body, no money, not even footprints. Weather conditions that night were brutal. Temperature, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about -1 Celsius. Heavy rain. Wind speed, 200 plus miles per hour at altitude. Pitch black darkness. Cloud cover. Professional skydivers analyze the jump. He jumped at 10,000 feet. Very low for night jump. He wore a business suit and dress shoes, not jump gear. He carried 21 pounds of cash. Affects stability. He jumped into a storm, near suicidal. He had no helmet, no goggles, no proper clothing. The consensus: survival is extremely unlikely. But here's what troubles investigators. The man knew too much. He knew the Boeing 727 had a rear air stair, not common knowledge. He knew to request specific flight parameters. Flaps down, gear down, low altitude. This prevents the crew from doing anything to stop him and makes the jump theoretically possible. He inspected the parachutes like an expert, knew what to look for. He stayed calm throughout. No panic, no mistakes, professional. This wasn't a desperate amateur. This was someone with training, planning, knowledge. The press gets hold of the story immediately. But there's a problem. The ticket was purchased under the name Dan Cooper. A reporter at the Portland office mistakenly reports it as DB Cooper. The error sticks. Forever. The hijacker will be known as DB Cooper, even though he never used that name. The story captures America's imagination. A polite hijacker, no one hurt, jumped out of a plane with $200,000, vanished without a trace. He becomes a folk hero. A criminal, yes, but a cool one. The man who beat the system. For 9 years, nothing. No clues. No body. No money. The trail is frozen. Then, February 10th, 1980. 8-year-old Brian Ingram is on a family camping trip, playing on the beach along the Columbia River near Vancouver, Washington. He's digging in the sand, building something. His shovel hits something solid. He pulls out rotted, waterlogged bundles of cash. $20 bills, lots of them. His parents call the FBI. Agents arrive. Count the money. $5,800. Test the serial numbers. Match. They're from the D.B. Cooper ransom. This is the first physical evidence in 9 years. But it raises more questions than answers. How did the money get here? The Columbia River is more than 30 miles from the suspected jump zone. Did Cooper drown and the money wash downstream? Did he bury it here and die elsewhere? Did he survive and hide some of his stash? The bills are arranged in packets, still rubber-banded, not scattered. This suggests they weren't floating freely in the river for years. The FBI brings in geologists, hydrologists, forensic experts. Everyone has theories. No one has answers. They search the entire area, dig up the beach, drag the river. They find nothing else. No body. No parachute. No more money. $194,200 remains missing. The FBI closed the case, but the mystery lives on. Somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, the truth is buried. Maybe under forest floor. Maybe in a river. Maybe in the memory of a man who lived another 40 years under a different name. Or maybe there is no truth left to find. Maybe D.B. Cooper became exactly what he wanted. A ghost story. A legend. A man who existed for one perfect day and then ceased to exist at all. The only unsolved hijacking in American history. The man who vanished into the sky.